Good morning, everybody. I just have to, sorry about being in the camper again today. It's too windy outside, I'm messing with my mics. I've got to weigh in on this Hinman deal. Man, it's juicy, and I got a whole different perspective that I hope you guys appreciate. First of all, this has always been about clarity. The Wall Street bankers cannot have clarity for you and I. This new product has to be murky water, and it has to be mucked up, and it can't be clear, and it can't be on settled ground. Well, what do we need? You and I need clarity. That's right, we want clarity. The business needs clarity. The whole community, Web3 needs clarity in which to build itself on. Because decentralization is coming, and they know it, and they got no way around it, and they're outsmarted because of great, incredible programmers that you and I have met and we know, and people have created script that is absolutely impenetrable, and they understand it. So their only defense is to murk the waters. How are they going to do that? Well, that's how they always do it. They throw a bunch of attorneys, laws, rules, and the rest of it, regulations, committees, Congress, and we meet and we think about it. Well, what happened is they hired a man by the name of Mr. Hinman. Okay, he came along and he technically had some savvy. He actually knew technically what was going on. He came around and said, this is not a security. He knew it was not a security. He wanted to tell the whole world this. If you look at the Hinman documents, everything they were saying was, no, you don't say it like that. Say it like this. Say it like this over here. And don't bring up that over there. Do this. They were constantly, if you really read between the lines, keeping him from creating any sentence or any paragraph that would be conceived as concrete or clear, so that you and I could stand on, okay? The fact that he wasn't doing that, and they didn't want him to do that, they didn't want him to speak period publicly about any of this stuff. They wanted him to speak double talk, political mumbo jumbo that they always talk, and they didn't want him to say anything solid. The fact that he said solid things and the rest of the agency was not saying anything solid, and then he would say things that contradicted what they were wanting, which is no information, it created murky waters. I don't know whether it was intentional. It seems like it was. He clearly, in my opinion, it was on the take, and he's definitely financially being benefited and compensated in many different ways. I can't prove any of that, but I think we're headed there. And thanks to DAI and other people out there, we're getting to the bottom of a lot of that. Now, when I heard Brad tweet out, read what Brad tweeted this morning, it expanded my beliefs and understanding of what this whole thing's doing. What Brad's saying is, I can't go in there and I can't go in and sign up for your little paperwork and decide what's real or what is now rules, okay, and file and comply with all your stuff when you have this guy, Mr. Hinman, coming in and murking up the waters. See, they liked it. There wasn't any water in the bowl. Well, he came along and made the water in the bowl murky. They don't want that. They didn't want any information being out there. They didn't want you. No, you have to come in and admit to guilt of being a security. That's all they wanted. That's the only form they've given anybody. Come in and tell us you're a security, and then write down all your business model behind that. But the first sentence always is an admission of guilt. Is what they wanted everybody to go in there and do. Well, Hinman allowed a defense, in my opinion, well, I think it's a very good defense. Unfortunately, I don't know that they put it in the complaint well enough to where it's going to be read by the judge or understood by the judge in a level that's going to get Gary off, but it definitely murked the waters to the point where he has an argument of, How can I go in there? They didn't even know what it was. They couldn't explain what it was. And here's Mr. Hinman saying, this isn't, but this is, but this can't be because of that. It's a brilliant defense. That defense really works really well in the public opinion. In the court of opinion, we're all doing really well with Ripple and XRP. Which leads me to another point. They're going to throw the media at us. They're either not going to talk about it at all, which so far is kind of quiet, or they're going to come at us and say, those people are the problem. Those people are crazy. It doesn't matter that the SEC's primary position or job in life is to take care of people like you and I, in which they've completely failed at. They failed miserably in the fact that, all these exchanges, FTX and the rest of them, went belly up. And now they're coming after one that nobody ever complained about. Nobody had lost $1 in until the SEC came along and started coming after Ripple. And it cost us billions. And how is it they're on our side or taking care of us when it's cost us billions of dollars? And not only that, it's costing us time and money anyway to come after the SEC. Why are the citizens of this country, America, coming after the SEC publicly and in the court of law if they're doing their first job of responsibility? They're not. That's just how it is. Okay. What I understand now more than I did before because of the Hinman things. See, prior to this, I was talking with a great friend of all of ours. I'll just leave it at Jimmy. I think you guys all know who I'm talking about. He and I were talking about this whole case yesterday. What I got from him is there's so much SEC law or securities exchange law that I didn't understand. So I went back and looked at a bunch of this stuff, and I'm trying to look at it through his eyes and through a different perception, and I'm just not seeing it in the complaints. I'm not seeing it in what's before the judge. However, that doesn't mean it can't be down the road. I'm not the lawyer. Jimmy is, my wife is, and other people are lawyers. John Deaton, they're all doing incredible jobs. I'm concerned as the outcome, as this is court of public opinion. There wasn't necessarily in my non-legal mind a smoking gun in the Hinman papers that I was really hoping would be there, that just point blank said this or that. So like I said, this has always been about clarity. They cannot have clarity. Let's get into why not. Again, why can these people, the people who are puppets of the banking system and the corrupt system in which we live in. This country is very corrupt. And if you don't understand those comments, look around, because everything is about politics. Everything is about this party or that party. And then it goes even higher than that. It's about protecting the US dollar at all costs. I've talked about that in other videos. That's why presidents all around the world end up dead, because they oppose the US dollar. Here's what's happening. Exactly that. These people are coming after a product that is smarter than the US dollar. And there's no comparison. It's hands down a better product. We all know that. I don't need to convince you of that. This is their last gasp, okay? This is why they're getting risky. This is why they look bad. This is why the public opinion's seen through the veil. They're understanding that these people are going for broke. And they're doing everything they can to make Ripple look bad and XRP holders to look like the problem. You and I understand we're not the problem, we're the solution of the future. This banking cartel, and I'm going to call them that, cannot allow that to thrive, because the way their machine works and exists is on the printing, the fraudulent printing of money. And they get to create the world they want to create. If you look around it globally, it's losing its might. This dollar is losing its might, and I'm not talking monetary value now. I'm talking about its political and its corrupt movement of people and the energy of governments being diminished because of this energy that they're able to change and use digits as influence and corruption. They're losing that. That's why crypto is a thorn in their side that they're going to fight. Thankfully, we have very bright attorneys and we have great people like yourself who want a different world. And the bottom line is you and I are going to create that. This is just the first time I'm talking about any of this Hinman stuff. There's a bunch of it coming. Elizabeth and I believe are going to do a live stream tonight because it's a very big day in everybody's life. And I'm going to kind of cut this short. So with that, those are my 2 cents. Thanks for listening, guys. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I mean, after all, they're just people. No, they're chimps. They're chimpanzees in $1,000 suits. And then the head chimp actually has a little wooden hammer and a cape on. And that head chimp gets to swing the hammer at the piece of wood, which gets to tell you and I how to live the rest of our lives. Because the head chimp has spoken. And then the other chimps jump up and down on one team. And then the other team, well, they just go get drunk at the pub. Yeah. That about sums it up. That's the legal system right there. Huh. I wonder if the judge gets more bananas if she rules one way or the other. Huh. Probably. Love you guys.